Alrighty, hope everyone, my name's Mr. Fruit, and welcome to Blitz. Thank you very much to Arcade Crew for sponsoring today's video. Blitz is a unique RPG deck builder featuring fast-paced tactical combat with loads of cards to collect and synergies to wield. Explore, level up, craft new cards, and build the perfect decks as you carve your path to victory. You guys know I love roguelikes, I love deck builders, and the sponsor was even easier because, joke's on them, I've already played this for like 30 hours before they even asked me about it. Now, the game has two modes. It has Fables, which is like its main story campaign, but then it also has Tusk Tales, its true roguelike deck building adventure, which is what we're going to be showing off today, because while I do enjoy both, you know I love me something like Tusk Tales. Fables is interesting though, because you get to choose a hero, and then you get to select a chapter. I already have one in progress. They have this little overworld map where you travel to different nodes and fight different people. There's a skill tree. You know I love me some skill trees. They do things like give you new cards for your deck, more stats, or new Blitz burst, which is like each hero's unique ability. Like I said, it's a lot of fun, and you can check it out for yourself when you play by clicking the link down in the description box below. Like I said, in today's video, we're going to be checking out Tusk Tales. Now, this is the map where you get to choose your adventure. Some of them aren't unlocked because you have to beat previous maps and locations. Each map or location has different units you'll fight, specific bosses, so on and so forth. They'll be a little harder, a little easier. Some adventures might be a little longer, a little shorter. But here's the nice part. Now, when I first played it, just hit early access, and I believe the available mercenaries at the time were like 5 or 6 maybe, and now there's 20. To unlock them, you use currency. I forget what, husks. They're called husks, which you just get by playing through. It's sort of like the meta progression currency. You unlock them, but you also use husks for various things like more meta progression with each individual character. So if I were to choose Admiral Brass, this little fella, by the way, pixel art, you freaking know I love it. You then get to select your adventure party, so the 4 specific cards you get to bring into your starting deck. Now, I've unlocked some, so if I wanted to, I could replace some. Let's say I didn't want the Buccaneer and rather the Barrel Mutt. I just swap them in. And I'm able to do that because of the unlocks. Like I said, husks do additional things. You can give your character more HP. I've already unlocked the new recruits, but that's how you would unlock new cards. You can unlock new relics or spells, as well as a new Blitz burst. For this video, I think I'm going to choose Lieutenant Juniper. I'm not as seasoned with her, but I enjoy her playstyle. It's a little bit different, and I think a little more nuanced, which can always be fun. Also, it means there's more room for error, which is why they have a difficulty of 2 out of 3, but their traits are intelligent and adventurous. That's what you guys would say about me, right? Right? So we're going to go ahead and go to Starscape Plains, and actually the current place that I haven't defeated, which is a little bit more difficult. Adventure start. This is going to look pretty familiar if you've ever played any deck building roguelikes. We have our overworld map here where we have to choose our path as we go through, click certain nodes, and depending on which path we take, we will be essentially negating certain nodes because you can't go to all of them. And at the end of each realm, first world, whatever you'd want to call it, there's a mid-boss, and we'll be going up and fighting the final boss. Now, typically, I like to try to opt to go into the deadly battle because you get some nice rewards if you can end up beating them. It'll be a harder fight, but so then hovering over that shows the path I'll need to take. If you right-click on it, you can actually preview the opponent and the cards in their deck. We'll go for Gearbot 1.0. Why not? We click the node, and adventure start. The opponent goes first, so I get a Prism Gem. Now, I'm excited to watch because the gameplay is actually really fun. So my starting hand is a whole bunch of Rotting Puffs. Makes sense, because half my deck are Rotting Puffs. Because depending on the rarity of the card you put in your starting deck is how many copies you get. So, and I think it also has to do with their cost. So I have like 5 Rotting Puffs, but 2 or 1 of the rest, which is not a bad thing. I'll get rid of 1 Rotting Puff. Maybe we get something else. Okay, there we go. We actually ended up getting our mercenary themselves, which is really strong. We have 1 of those in the deck. But now, let's talk about combat. How in the world does the game play? Well, first off, what you need to understand is this is the battlefield, the way the play state works. I have my battlefield. They have their battlefield. Each of us have 4 columns and 2 rows. We have energy, or mana, spell, whatever. Let's just go with energy. that we get every single turn. I have 2 currently because whoever goes second gets 1 temporary energy to go, or gem, whatever they're going to call it. You spend that, and next turn it always goes up 1-1. You take turns. The objective of the game is pretty simple. Eliminate somebody to 0, whether you fall to 0 health or your opponent falls to 0 health. Each card has a cost at the very top, that purple number. So Rotting Puff does indeed cost 1. Now, the numbers to the left and the right, probably guessed it. The left number is their attack value. The right number is their health value. You play them onto the battlefield, and 99% of the time, unless it states otherwise, they enter the battle exhausted. As you'll see here, you can see he has a little timer on him, which means he's currently not doing anything, but he'll be readied next turn, which is important because then it can actually act in combat. So since I have 2 energy, and the only 2 things I could play are 2 Rotting Puffs, I think I'll put a Rotting Puff in this column. And admittedly, I might hold on to this, because also if I look into my deck, I don't even have anything that can cost 2 energy, so I don't have... Like, I'm not playing this doesn't mean I can't play cards next turn, and actually, I like to play Rotting Puffs reactively, because Rotting Puff says it has no attack, but on death, which triggers when it dies, add a poison to your opponent's hand. If this minion is transformed, trigger its death effect. Don't worry about that part. We currently can't transform anything. But a poison, which is what our whole entire deck is centered around, is this. It's a spell that costs 1. While in hand, take 1 damage when your turn starts. So we're putting these into their hand. To flood their hand, they take damage, and in order to get rid of them, they'll have to actually pay. That's kind of the idea. So we want to make sure Rotting Puff is going to actually get killed by an enemy, because let's say I put my Rotting Puff right here. Then when the enemy turn and they want to play a card, they could just opt to put it in different columns. Because the way battle will play out is if I click Blitz, or the enemy does, which is essentially just end your turn and activate combat if available, it starts with any readied cards, and it will go from, I think, if I'm not mistaken, column to the right column, or either the first row and then the second row. But I want to say it's column by column. So it'll go top row, first column, bottom row, first column, boom, boom, boom. You know, like this zigzag. And whoever's turn it is, those cards attack while the other cards are defending in that same column. So when he starts his turn, this junk golem will attack into this column. Since my Rotting Puff is here, he will die. They trade damage, so if Rotting Puff actually had 1 attack, they'd actually trade and die. Health does not get reset at the end of combat, so if you take damage, it stays. Card dies, it goes into your discard. But if a card is not in the way, and a card attacks, it hits their hero straight to their HP pool. So if I didn't put this down, he would have been doing 1 damage to my HP. Hopefully that makes sense. Again, it's really intuitive. I just wanted to explain it before you see whatever happens. But he's going to play that. He's playing a spell upon it. And then he's going to end his turn, activate his combat, because Junkbot was the only one readied. Because again, he just played this, so it's not ready, but now this thing isn't waiting. So every combat, as long as that's on the battlefield, it will attack. And a card will attack as long as it has an attack value, or specifically states otherwise, but most don't. So you can't like choose what you do and do not attack with. So he played Junkbot, and the spell he played, because Junkbot reads played, add a blueprint to your hand. The blueprint is a spell that essentially lets him modify his minions, and in this case gave it dual strike, so it will attack twice. So even if I were to put a Rotting Puff in here, he would kill it and then hit my face because it would be gone. But with that said, he already has 1 poison in hand, which means he's going to be at 4 HP at the start of his turn. So we don't have too much work to do here. We could play our leader, who is an archer with poisonous. Archer simply states does not retaliate. When attacking, fires arrows equal to its power. Excess hits the next target. So it's essentially like range damage. They can't hit us back when we're attacking. I don't remember if that also means when they attack us, we also don't retaliate. That might be the case. But we also have poisonous. After this damages a minion, destroy it and add a poison to your opponent's hand. So this is really good, although we're only doing 1 damage. No matter how much HP the minion has, once we hit it, they're dead. But are we going to play that right now? And since it's not going to be readied, honestly, I'm not too sure. We're only going to be taking 1 damage though, so it's really not the end of the world. I think we will, because let's see, next turn we can go ahead and play Mushfellow Archer. Yeah, we'll go ahead and play Lieutenant Juniper in this first column. We'll be taking 2 damage over here, but that's okay. And we'll end our turn because nothing is readied. They have 3 mana. They take 1 damage because of the poison. They actually play out the poison, so next turn they won't be taking the damage. But it does take up one of their gems or whatever. So they actually gave it, that's unfortunate, +1 modifier. So now it did 4 damage to our face instead of 2. Don't love that. And then they also played down a Beambot, which is just a simple 1/1. So yeah, this guy's got to die. That's for sure. Can't be having that. And we're only at 3, which is because I didn't realize I had extra last turn, right? Because I hadn't used up our extra gem. So we don't really have a choice on what we're playing. So instead, I'm just going to play 2 Rotting Puffs here. So that way he'll kill that one and then kill that one. Bummer, but it also means we won't be taking damage to the face. Now I'm going to Blitz. Lieutenant Juniper will attack. We go ahead and kill that. Easy peasy. And add a poison to their hand. Putting them at 3. Early on, poison can kill pretty quick because their HP pool is just more limited. Later on, though, fights can be a little bit more drawn out. So, yeah, they go ahead and attack. Activate both of that, which gives them 2 more poison. So, actually, I can just pass my turn and win, which I'm probably going to do. They end up playing Glimmer Gearbot. At the start of your turn, bank 1 Glimmer. And bank says store Glimmer until the end of combat. I'm not entirely sure what that means, so I guess we'd find out if I let them live. But I'm not going to because, yes, they should have 3, but we're going to hit their face anyway. So, yeah, I don't even need to play anything. We're just going to activate. Going to hit their face, but then they have 3 poison. Or 2 poison. Oh, do they... Oh, because they... Well, actually, all right, well... It's a good thing I messed up my math, but that's fine. We managed anyway. So once you win a fight, you heal up some HP, you get some gold, and then you get to select a card bundle to add to your deck. Now, it's important to note, when I first played, you didn't have a choice. But now, you get to choose whether or not you want to take these buckets. Each bucket always comes with 3 various cards. So if I wanted the card advantage, I'd select that and confirm, or I could just leave. Because as you know, with most deck builders, if you've ever played them, thinning your deck is important. The fatter a deck is, so to speak, essentially more cards, the harder it is to draw what you need. The harder it is to stick to a certain strategy, because you're going to be drawing so many various things that unless they all synergize somehow and are perfect, which is harder to do, then yeah, you don't always just want to get more things. But sometimes, like right now, I mean, my deck isn't great, so actually, potentially any cards would be an upgrade. Poison Puff Grenade. It's a spell. Deal 4 damage to an enemy minion and 2 damage to all other enemy minions. I do like that. Pyreball. Deal 6 pyro damage. And Noxious Arrow Poisonous. Deal 2 damage to a minion. So we could kill anything, I believe. And then give a poison. This one just does a lot. And this one is good at board clearing. So I think I'm actually going to go ahead for the removal. Because it also has some poison stuff in there, which we're shooting for. So I'll go ahead and confirm that. We get to go ahead and choose between either tavern. They're all the same, so it doesn't really matter. And at a tavern, here's an interesting thing. You can select a mercenary to recruit. Their team of cards will be added to your deck. Now, again, this is optional. So you might be like, well, why would you want it or why wouldn't you? Well, you could get it, but a lot of the times, they don't necessarily synergize with your hero. If I were to go Gizmo, he does nothing in terms of synergizing with poison. But if you do select these, you'll actually get additional bonuses depending on how difficult the game thinks it is with your team's synergy. So it actually thinks that Abraxas, this mercenary, is the least synergistic with my deck, meaning 3 difficulty. I'll get 120 gold right now. And if I were to beat this, I'd get an additional 300 husks, which is a fair bit. Otherwise, I get 100 and 200 respectively for choosing either Admiral Brass or Gizmo. So it kind of depends on whether or not I think they still stick to what I'm trying to do. So Obviously, we're probably not going to find much poison, but maybe I'm still more of like a control deck. So it's like, okay, well, do any of these still kind of give me control? Now, since none of these do give us synergy, and for the sake of the video, probably give us the best odds of, you know, clearing it, I'm going to skip. I think we're going to try to stay mono Lieutenant Juniper. So we're going to go ahead and just leave. Head to the Relic shop. This would have been a nice place had I had more money. But we get to choose a relic. If you see our hero portrait, our mercenary portrait over here, there's 4 diamonds. So these are available relic slots. Now, they're not all available. I think you have to defeat certain things or something like that in order to unlock some as you go. Right now, we can equip one. And we just so happen to have exactly $100. So we get to choose one of these. We can get the Sliver Thorn Quiver. Add 3 noxious arrows to your hand at the start of the game. And we just added some of those to our deck. That's the poisonous, which kills a unit, pretty much. And then puts poison in their hand. So this is really good for removal. There's a Spore Brew Venom where poisons deal 1 more damage just as a whole. So now they're doing 2 damage. Accelerates quite a bit. Or the Necro Hammer, after a friendly minion dies, gain 1 armor. We actually just bought this, so I figure what the heck. We'll get the Spore Brew Venom, allowing it so that all of our poison are now doing 2 damage. We'll fight the Ronin. Why not? Alright, we go first, so the opponent gets that Prism Gem, which gives them that 1 extra temporary energy. Or mana, whatever you want to call it. Starting hand, we get to select some cards to replace. We've got a nice spread here. Nice to know we've got some control. Having Lieutenant Juniper, that's nice, it's good. And we've got a turn 1 play, so I'm perfectly fine with his hand. Now again, the Rotting Puff is a little difficult because they could just play around this and ignore it. Something to note is you can't bank the power or whatever. So if I weren't to use my mana this turn, I don't get that, and then the other, like I wouldn't have 3 out of that. The only time that ever counts is that 1 temporary if you go second. So we would lose out on a turn, but honestly, I'd rather that and guarantee I can get poison in their hand. Okay, so they play a Kendo. And the good news is we can block this from doing damage, and it won't kill them. So anything in their hand, if it has focus, it won't get an upgrade, because I won't be killing the friendly minion. And I also held on to the Rotting Puff because, again, we don't have any 2-mana spells or cards, so I knew there was nothing I was going to be able to play. Maybe another Rotting Puff, in which case I'd still be able to play both of them. So we play that in front of the Kendo to block, and that's my turn. He could very well play another Kendo or something, or a Ronin. So he goes ahead, kills that, but now he's got poison. He's activated my trap card. The Ronin, 3 mana, is a Swordmaster. When attacking, also deal this minion's power to all minions in diagonal spaces. I don't love that. And Swift Strike also strikes minions without taking return damage. Wow. After a damage spell is played, attack. Well, this guy's annoying. But the good news is, he only has 1 HP. So, not the hardest to take out. With that said, do I want to use a Noxious Arrow on him? Or would I rather play like a Lieutenant Juniper? I might hold off, but the only annoying thing is if I don't take care of this now and he does play damaging spells, this thing's going to keep attacking. But if we can get Lieutenant Juniper now, like down now, then he'll actually be doing something next turn? So... yeah, we'll play it. We'll just have to eat this Swordmaster for now. Figure out what they do. They take 2 damage. Go ahead and play another Ronin. So they're still taking the poison damage. It's totally fine by me. And now I see. Okay, so Archer... yeah, what they mean by does not retaliate is, yeah, I don't retaliate. Excuse me. So they just do damage to me. But the good news is I was still blocking, so they didn't do damage to my HP. Or my hero's HP, I should say. And then we get to choose. A Poison Puff Grenade is looking mighty fine. Deal 4 damage to an enemy minion and 2 damage to all others. So I could wipe their entire board. Or we play something like this. The nice thing about Silverthorn Archer, it says after your opponent plays a spell, attack. And here's the neat part. If they want to play their poison out of their hand, that's a spell, which then means Silverthorn Archer gets to attack. Now here's the thing, they didn't get rid of that poison, so they're taking 2 damage. Lieutenant Juniper this turn will kill something and put poison in their hand, so they'll be at 4. And if I put this in the same column, since we'll be wiping out the Kendo, that means if the first thing they do is play a spell, Silverthorn Archer will just immediately attack their face. Not too shabby. Or even, I could just even put it over here. Which I might do. Yeah, let's just do that. So now we end our turn. We attack. Kill them, put a poison in their hand. And sure enough, this should do 4 damage. Yep. And if you want to get rid of that, boom. It's just that easy, baby. Now, okay. I didn't realize that counted as a damage spell for them, though. So, they still got 2 attacks off there, which is a little annoying. I guess technically it does do damage. So it makes sense. But we almost heal back all the HP, so it's not too big of a deal. And we get another 100 gold, and then we get to choose if we do indeed want to add some cards. There's Vicious Venom, which I'm already liking the sound of that. It sounds like poison. There is a Mushfellow Knight, who has Guard. Damage to your hero is halved, rounded down from all sources. I like that. Thorns 3 increases the power of this character's retaliation. So in this instance, Mushfellow Knight has 2 attack, but when defending, actually has 5. When this minion takes damage, add a poison to your opponent's hand. I like that. It is a little expensive. There's the Venom Capasaur, which is really expensive. 7. Only 1 damage, but 5 health. Has poisonous. So just after damaging a minion, kills it and adds poison. Swift Strike actually strikes minions without taking return damage. So when it's attacking, doesn't have to worry about dying. It has Dual Strike. So it can hit twice. So like if there's 2 things in the enemy column, it'll hit both, kill both, and take no return damage. And it has Hothead. So if summoned, if there's enemy minions in that column, we'll immediately attack too. Okay, that's sick. Granted, that's why it's so expensive. And the Spore Whisper, gain +1/+1 for each poison in your opponent's hand. If none exist, add a poison to both players' hands. Oh. Poison would also damage me more, huh? There's Sustain. I assume it's about healing. Restore health. Restore health. This one actually increases your mana, although it's already 5, but that's fun. You kind of ramp a little bit faster. And yeah, there's other stuff. Yeah, we're just going to take the Vicious Venom. That's sick. And then in order to go over there, we have to go to the Campfire, which allows us to rest our weary bones and acquire Unexpected Aid. What exactly does that mean? I'm not sure. Ah, okay, so we can make a friend. Probably choose a card to add. We could rest, get HP back, but we don't really need to do that. Or burn a card, which is always nice to thin if we have 1 card in here we didn't want, or perhaps like too many copies we wanted to kind of thin some. I'm debating if we want to get rid of the Fireball. I kind of think we do. Although we don't have too many removal spells because we only have the 1 Poison Puff Grenade and the 1 Noxious Arrow. I could get rid of like some of the Rotting Puff since we have so many. Might do that. So let's burn a card. Oh, it's a burn a card and all copies. That is why you read the fine print. Okay, so never mind. We're not going to get rid of Rotting Puff. And in fact, I don't want to get rid of anything else, really. So I think I'm going with Fireball. Whoops. Still not bad play, though. And then we get to go to, I'll be honest, I don't know what this is. Hogwash's Forge. A small forge run by a music-loving smithy. What in the world does that mean? No idea. The rhythmic hammering of a blacksmith at work watches your attention. You wander into a well-kept forge, and a hog-headed smithy by the name of Hogwash grumbles in your direction. Ask to see his wares. Browse his unique trinket shop. Compliment his hammer. Ayo. But it's locked. Receive a random trinket from... It's equipped. I wonder why it's locked. I don't meet some... criteria. Show him some killer stage moves. I assume that's because I'm not... There is like a hero that kind of deals with sound. Maybe that's why. I could give him a hand. Suggest an alternate smithing technique you picked up from your travels. He appreciates the help and hands you a pouch of 100 gold. I'm going to be honest. If we browse these unique trinkets, I think we still have to pay for them. and they might not work with our deck. But 100 gold, that's a lot of money. And is more flexible, because then we can spend more money at, like, trinket shops on them. Does mean we're not quite as strong, though, going into this deadly battle, where we'll be fighting this deadly caterpillar. Never mind, it's a blossom shrub. Same thing. Starting hand-wise, I think this is fine. I'm hungry. Are you lunch? What'd you say to me? Okay, so known cards. A lot. Start of the game, reduce the cost of 2 Shrubbasaur minions that cost 5 or more in your deck by 2. Ooh, so be able to play some big minions later on for quite a bit. I'm actually going to not do anything, I think, because Spore Whisper will gain +1/+1 for each poison in my opponent's hand. If none exist, it would add a poison, which they don't have a poison, but I also get a poison. However, maybe that's not the worst, because next turn I can pay the 1 cost and play Rotting Puff wherever they put a unit. It means he doesn't grow according to how much poison they have, but I think it'll be hard to coordinate that anyway, so screw it. Yeah, let's go ahead and play and put a poison in both. And it does indeed do more damage to myself as well. I figured as much. So he gets a temporary extra mana. Doesn't use it for the poison, so that's kind of good news for us. Minus whatever he did here. What is this? A Razor Sprout, Overgrow. When played, summon a copy of this to the right. Oh. Trample when attacking. Excess damage hits the next target. After a friendly copy of this minion dies, gain +1/+1. Oh, so you just flood the board with these. And every time one dies, they all keep getting bigger and bigger. Don't like that. We should probably try to stop that snowball. Bad news. Can't do anything about that right now. So, we'll block 1. We won't kill it. So I guess that's the good news. But we get 1 damage over here. 2 more damage from the poison they didn't play. And they're still not playing it. Now granted, they're still flooding the board though. This time with Bud Shrub, which also summons a copy. When they die, reduce the cost of a Shrubbasaur in your deck by 1. Okay. Flooding with a bunch of small units right now that could get bigger. Noxious Arrow does not feel worth it. Lieutenant Juniper's not bad, because we'll block a damage. We don't retaliate, so they won't die. So things won't be getting buffed yet. So let's try that. And that's all I got. We'll trade with their Bub Shrub. Their Bud Shrub. Bubba Shrub. They played one of the poisons. Well, actually, the only poison that's been in their hand. But already got a lot of damage value out of that. Can't complain. Flooding more Bud Shrubs. And now, this would be a great time to have that Shroom AoE. How much damage are we looking at next turn? 1, 2, 3. This will die, so 4 minimum. Which is a fair bit. Although, if we play down the Silverthorn Archer here, we'll block all this. Granted, we will die. Because if I play it here, and they play out the poison I'm about to give in to their hand, we will kill this Razor Sprout. But if they don't, and they don't play a spell, then this will die and we don't do any retaliation damage. But I'm not too sure we have much else. I think we just gotta hope for that. And then end our turn, kill that, add a poison. But then this is gonna get +1/+1. Yeah. Now play that poison, you coward. You're down to 3 HP. You need to, right? Yes! Love that. Now that's buffing all those, though. Holy. Well. Oh. Okay, good news. We get to kill that. That ends up doing excess damage. Okay, literally just 1 poison and we win. Which, yeah, I think... Oh, and we don't even need to. Actually, I'll just go ahead and end the turn. We're good. Okay. Nice. And we should be full healed after that. Because I believe we get extra healing. Yeah, we get 50% HP and 150 gold. Then select the card bundle to add to our deck. Vicious Venom again. What do we got this time? Rotting Soil. 4-cost spell, randomly summon 2 poison roots for your opponent. And anytime you see a card that says, like, do this or summon things or other cards, and you're like, what the fudge? I don't know what that is. If you right-click, I always like when games do this. And when they don't, I'm like, that's so frustrating. So, good on you guys. Good quality of life. When you right-click, it'll show you the card that's relevant. So, poison root. At the start of your turn, add a poison to your hand, lose 1 health. Oh, okay. That's really good. So, it'll take up board space on their board. And as long as I don't put units in those columns to kill them, they either have to find a way to kill it themselves, or they just keep... They lose spots on their thing, and get poison. After 2 turns, it'll eventually kill itself no matter what, but that's pretty good value. A 6-cost Vile Shade Phantom with Rush. So as soon as it's played, it can attack the first turn it's summoned. And when I play it, discard all poison from both players' hands and gain +1/+1 for each. There is also a Papa Vial with a Trinket, giving him Hot Head. 5-cost. Hot Head. So if there's something in the column when you summon, he'll attack, and give your opponent 3 poisons. Yeah, that's pretty tempting. Yeah, we'll just get more venom. We're all about that poison, baby. I'm a simple man. We could go to the Relic cache to acquire a Relic at no cost, which I think is one of these, right? I'm just curious, though, if I can actually equip them or not. Otherwise, we go to Trinkets, which we equip to our cards. There is also an oddity shop? Cluttered shop filled with curious knickknacks. I have no idea what that means. So I kind of want to save my money. But if... let's see. If I can't equip this rally, that's going to suck. What do we have here? Skeleton Key. Start of game. Draw 2 1-cost minions from the deck. Discard them at the end of your turn. Okay, but it guarantees we'll have a oddity shroom or whatever the fudge. What are they called? Rotting Puff to play. Combat start. Attack a random enemy minion and deal 2 pyro damage. If it dies, scorch the tile. I like that. Otherwise, give minions in your starting hand +1 power. The only downside about the Magma Trident is we could end up hitting those little roots we give them, but that's also 1 card we have that would be played late into the game. So I think I'm going to go Magma Trident. And we can equip it. Okay, cool. And we get to check out whatever this oddity shop is. You happen upon a rather peculiar shop filled with filled from floor to ceiling with strange knickknacks. They seem to have been procured from places all across the world. Ransack Rupert, the establishment's owner, greets you with nervous energy. I could threaten him. Ask to see his wares. What do you got, buddy? Okay, so of the ones he currently has, Henry's Divine Staff. So you can add these to any card. I think a card can have up to 3 trinkets on them. So the left or the middle, whatever, is something it'll give them. But also on the right, it'll tell you what it can be equipped to and if it will actually increase their cost. So none of these will increase their cost. This is the rarity of them. This will affect a unit, I believe. This will affect a unit. And I think this is damage spells. So Henry's Divine Staff, when played, bank 3 Glimmer. Again, I'm not entirely sure what that means. I think you need things that work with Glimmer. I don't know. I don't remember. This one is Splurge. Admittedly, I don't know what that is either. Gain +1/+1. I wonder if that means if you have 2 extra when you spend them, then you could use that to give it +1/+1. I don't know. Impip's Echoing Arrow. Damage +1 when played. Add a trap to your hand. Okay. So let's just, for the sake of it, Rotting Puff. If I were to add this. Triggers if you have, X amount of banked Glimmer, then removes it. Okay. So we would bank the Glimmer with this. And then, okay, so if I put this on the same card, that would work. Otherwise, it wouldn't do it. Because if I put these on separate cards, the odds that those actually end up doing anything is minuscule. Oh, wait, you know what? I just realized it's not the rarity of it's the rarity of the card. So we can put this on a common. But we can't put the Divine Staff on it because it needs to be at least a rare. Okay. Well, the problem is we don't have many copies. Because it puts the trinket on all the copies. So that's why like Rotting Puff would get the most value, because all of them would be getting that bonus. I think the only one that can actually take it is the Noxious Arrow. Indeed, he can. $60, so it would deal 3 damage to a minion, which kind of seems redundant, since it will destroy it no matter what. But we get to add a trap to our hand, which sounds decent enough, so whatever. $60 will buy that. And yeah, the only downside about this is we don't bank. Yeah, these are all kind of useless, unfortunately. All right, so we leave. That's unfortunate, because yeah, we're sitting on a lot of gold, which means we're not nearly as strong as we could be headed into this mid-boss. But we're fine. I'm not worried about it. We've got the Toxic Slime. Select some cards to replace. As much as I love the Venom Capasaur, he is expensive, although if we have him and we make it to turn 7, I mean, that is insane. Pop a Vial, throwing down 3 poison. That's just 6 damage, essentially, immediately. This is good. You know what? Yeah, let's just stick with it. So, Toxic Slime's Relic. At the start of your turn, summon a Rotten Spore on your opponent's side of the field. Uh-oh. Does that give me poison? Inanimate, which means it can't attack. Death, deal 1 damage to another random character. Oh, which I assume could be mercenaries or units. Kind of all over the place. I don't know what to do about that. If I hold, I could play Lieutenant Juniper next turn. I mean, I'll still have the gym regardless, so I could play the Rotten Elf or Rotten Puff, but I don't know where they're going to play anything. So I think I'm just, well, maybe I don't pass. Yeah. Because a Rotten Spore could end up hitting Rotten Puff, which would be fine by me. Oh, and I forgot, our Trinket ends up killing that thing. He's filling our board with all this stuff. Don't love that. He played a Fritz bot, which deals 2 damage to itself. So it's a 2/2 right now. And well, here's the thing. The Magma Trident will kill M. I don't need to worry about that. And in that case, where do I put Lieutenant Juniper? So the Scorch, by the way, since we killed that, Scorch just means if whenever they decide to finally play something here, it's going to take 1 damage immediately. I think I'm going to put Juniper over here. We'll end our turn. We don't have anything to attack with aside from that Trident. Easy enough. I'm already liking this little Trident thing, let me tell you what. Okay, can we... My whole board's just going to be full of this stuff, huh? What's this all about? We got 3... mana again. After your first friendly minion dies each turn, draw a card. I don't even have to kill you because my Trident will. And then I could save the Noxious Arrow or do it now, get a trap, and add an extra poison. But I mean, this is just guaranteed minion clear whenever I want. I think I'd actually just rather save. So, not great value in that, you know, I'm not playing on curve, but whatever. And we don't add poison because we didn't kill a unit. I really gotta... I think the biggest problem is going to be my just board is... I'm not going to be able to play anything. I didn't think about that. We have a Berserker, Tough. After friendly minion is damaged, give this minion +1 power. And Tough means they take 1 less damage from all sources, which means we're only going to be doing 1 damage at the end of our turn if we did something. Yeah, my biggest problem is my entire board's just going to be full of Rotten Spores. I'm not even going to be able to play Venom Capasaur. And if I played Silverthorn Archer this turn, that would be the last thing I get to play. Because if we wait next turn, I can at least play Pop a Vial, give opponents 3 poison. Oh, the problem though, funnily enough, this has Hothead. So I would have to attack this, which I don't really want to. But I guess I don't have to if I use Poisonous on this, but how many cards are in their hand? 5? There could be much worse to come. But also, I won't have a play next turn otherwise. So, yeah, we'll just Poisonous Arrow. East Dade. I got a trap. Block Beam. When your opponent plays a minion, transform it into a 1/1 Clucky. So I assume we played as a hidden card, essentially, and it'll flip when they end up doing something. I end my turn, we do 1 damage. And then the poison will do 2. But yeah, man, what am I going to do about this? I actually need them to play some minions to... There we go, to take out my... Wait a minute. Wait, what? Interesting play. But they played Thistlewing, which spawns a copy to the left. After your opponent plays a minion, deal 1 damage to all other minions. Wait, that's actually pretty good for us. But he played it on the Scorch tile. Because he summoned a copy. So because he played on this Scorch tile, it took a damage and then spawned a copy. So instead of a 2/2, it was a 2/1, which is also another thing, and killed it. But maybe that's also what he was trying to do, just get rid of all of it. I don't know. Hard to say. And then, yeah, we'll just play the Papa Vial. I actually freed up some space. Oh my goodness. But then he's just going to put another thing down. But that's 6 damage from that poison alone. Putting him down to 4. And he'd have to use half of his energy this turn to get rid of all of it. Or actually, did do 8? How did he get another poison? I don't know, whatever. That's right, get rid of those stupid 2 energy left. What are you gonna do? When this minion is damaged, it is +3 power. So our... Can I actually replace? I didn't actually think about that. Maybe I can replace my cards? I mean, might as well try, right? No. Yeah, you can't. Okay. Rude? Well, then I got, like, nothing to do. So, he's going to be left with 1 HP, I think, which is tragic. But nothing I can do about it. This guy's really pissing me off, man. Oh! Wait, no, he attacked, which means that death effect should have put... Oh, wait, no, that's not... That wasn't that... I thought for some reason that was one of our rotting pups. It was not. What the fudge is this? Captain Poe Hothead. Played, give each friendly minion with a unique class +3/+3. Well, thankfully nothing else was on this board. Ooh, but the Venom Capasaur, here we go. Oh, this is huge. Like 8/8, doesn't matter. Boom. You're dead. 1 shot. And I put poison in your hand because of that, so even if I didn't have the damage right there, we would have been fine. Huge. Big dub. Massive dub. Don't mind if I do. We actually get, 5 max HP, 200 gold. Okay, so there's removal. So this is the nice thing. If we find more copies of things we've given relics, they still have those relics too. So we get another Noxious Arrow, which currently has the Echoing Arrow. And 2 more Poison Puff Grenades. That is good removal. I cannot tell a lie. Otherwise, some neutrals with some relics. Giving this extra power and thorns. And this gets Hothead. And some card advantage. I think this is kind of like some card draw, I believe. What does this do? Redeem a Sprout up. I ran part. I don't hate this. Yeah, we'll grab it. And then, what the heck is this? Manor Vault? A menacing treasure vault hidden away in a lavish manor. Why is it menacing? Creepy dungeon chamber filled with horrific torture tools. You guys really know how to have a good time, huh? If we wanted to go to this deadly battle, first off, what does he do? Add 2 brigade traps to your opponent's deck. Wait, what was that card? Redeem a card from another faction. We wanted to get there. We have to go through there. We missed out on some of the more interesting looking nodes. But last time I went to one of those, they didn't really do anything with us. Or for us. Purchase a relic. Oh, I can't go Relic into Trinket? That's unfortunate. I don't really want to purchase new cards, but I need Trinkets. And going this way actually guarantees there's no other Trinket shops. You know, we'll skip it. We'll go for the Trinket. So first we go to the card shop, which has, I think, Cyreek. Oh, it's something about discard and lifesteal. Damaging hero heals your hero. That's nice. It's +3/+3 for every faction you have in your deck. Ooh, which is like 1. Bounce wave. Return all enemy minions to your opponent's hand. I mean, that's pretty good. Although, I already have some board clear stuff. What is this? Redeem a minion from your deck. It gains a random trinket for the rest of the run. You know, I love that. I think we could also remove some cards. And over here, this is our... because the first page will always be neutral. And then the second, and if you did end up picking another mercenary, there'd be a third for those factions. So for this green faction, giving us the option to buy some of these. We could get another Rotting Soil, which... yeah, I think it's just really good. So, we'll buy that. We could get another Spore Whisper. Another Grove Keeper. It would be a 2 mana something. Add a poison to your opponent's hand. Granted, it would only be 1 copy, so kind of be fishing. And if we wanted to remove a card, see, this is how we remove a single one. It'd be 20 bucks, and I think it's more and more expensive. So remove 1 Rotting Puff. Yeah, now it's 40. There's something else we'd like to get rid of. Oh, maybe the Vile Shade Phantom. He's not bad. It's just we get rid of the poison, which I guess we could do for a big swing turn, but nah, I'll get rid of him. And I do like this Wretch, but if we don't end up drawing him, we don't get much value out of him. But what if we do, Gamba? Yeah, I'll buy it. And is there one more card I want to get rid of? Maybe the Spore Whisper. But I don't. Me. We'll get rid of the Mushfellow Archer. We haven't really used him at all. Nah, I think we'll hold. That's right. Thank you very much. And if I want to get here, right, Trinket Shop. Here we go. Give me some good stuff. I had Lifesteal. Ooh. What is this? 2+. Oh, the card has to cost 2+, I believe. And extra health. Okay, so a rare card, which already costs 2 or more, and then would cost 2 extra, but they do get lifesteal. Okay, good news. I can get Lieutenant Juniper and put Hothead. So now if there's a unit in the column, she automatically attacks that first turn, which is very nice, very nice. As for extra health, Rotting Puff isn't bad, but we don't really mind if you, well, die. Mushfell Knight having extra health on you is helpful, but there's only 1 copy. Yeah, but I think we'll do it anyway. Yeah, and I think we'll just leave the lifesteal. The cost increase is just a little too steep for me, okay? And we get to choose between these two. Once per turn after you play minion, Bank Glimmer. Add a Bloody Resurrection to your hand if you don't have one. Revive a random death minion that died this game. Ooh. You know what, let's just go with this fella. They all scalping Ricky. Starting hand looking pretty good. I don't want all those Rotting Puff things. Alright, that's not bad. Always nice to have Lieutenant Juniper. If things got a hand, we got a Poison Puff Grenade. Played a 1/1 with Riff, a one-time effect triggered after they play a spell card. So it's a one-time +1/+1 after a spell, which shouldn't be too difficult for them to proc. I could just put Rotting Puff in their way, which I think we'll do. And then we'll hold. And I totally forgot we had Magma Trident. Wait, am I crazy? Did I just realize? Oh, we take damage. Attacking with Magma Trident. Okay, now just realizing that could come back to bite us. We've just been lucky it's a bunch of 1/1s. Whoops. Well, that groupie's dead. So... The good news is I can play this. I get a poison, but I'll just go ahead and immediately pay it. I'll just put it like over here. Yep, pay that cost. In my turn, kill that. Okay, so maybe the lifesteal would have been good. Whatever. Bank a Glimmer, draw a card. Card draw is always nice. Combat start, draw a random pirate minion from your deck. Okay. We have 4 with our overflow, but we don't need to use that right now. In fact, if we wait, turn 6, we could pull out a Venom Capasaur. I could Lieutenant Juniper, which would be good. You won't die. And we start getting poison in their hand. Nice hot hat. And in our turn, 1 damage. A Juan? Okay, he only played out 1 of his poison. So we're guaranteed to do 2 damage. Is there a way we can do 8 here? Probably not. That seems like a bit much. Scalping Ring. After you summon a 1-cost minion, give it +1/+1. Not too worried about it. Oh, and we do have Mushfellow Knight. This minion takes damage. Add a poison to your opponent's hand. But it also gives us guard. So we take half damage. So even if we attack this, we only take 1 damage. We won't be able to play Venom Capasaur turn 6, though. Are we okay with that? Because 1, 2, 4. If I were to use this, 6 damage, then they're down to 4. Honestly, I'll just arrow it. So putting extra poison in their hand, balls in their court. They'll have to spend at least 2 of their spell stuff, mana, whatever. Well, there it goes. Wait, it only have 1. Wait, am I crazy? I feel like some of this math. I could have sworn, didn't they? I don't know. Point is, we should still be fine. I wish this would actually attack us first, because otherwise the poisonous won't add something. Well, now I could add the Mushfellow Knight. Or I could play a trap card. I'll just play Mushfellow Knight. And Blitz. And they're not feeling too good, Chief. What kind of sauce this guy? Although I now see... Redeem menu from the... I see how Scalping Ricky can be good, especially you got a bunch of cheap cards to throw out there and suddenly they're all buffed a bunch. Don't let that, Ricky. But the good news is, I also don't care. Because you should be dead. And actually, I'm just going... I was going to, like, use Venom Capasaur, but actually my hero would still attack. So instead, if I use this spell and wipe you, my hero won't attack anything. What the heck? What the heck did just that thing do? What was happening? A bunch of things just popped off in his hand because they're pissed, I guess. But now we do 4 damage anyway. Don't need poison or anything. Clean dub. Yes, sir. Now, see, it's easy to be kind of Zerg and get past that HP threshold early on. But like I said, like the final boss with 40 HP, can't make those leaps quite as much. 3 Petal Mages. What in the world? The card advantage or neutral. Honestly, I think we skip. We head to this campfire, where we can burn a card and get rid of all copies. See, like, we didn't draw the Wretch, unfortunate. We don't need to heal. I don't really need more cards. So I think I'm gonna burn the Mushfellow Archer. Actually, okay, well, actually, I should get another Campfire. What would I get rid of this time? I guess I get rid of the Wretch now, because there's only so many battles left anyway. In fact, 2, to be exact. Let's fight that deadly battle. 25 HP. Alright, now they're up there with us, practically. Shall be a worthy battle. Rotting Soil start like that. We got a board wipe like that. Everything's good. Mushfellow Knight as well. It means we don't have early plays. But honestly, maybe that's okay, especially given we attack their board early. Yeah, I think that's fine. Alright, now let me see if I can show you these bombs he threw. Or brigade traps. So, if I draw this, it'll auto-cast. They summon a unique Brigade Thief, and they steal a copy of a card from my deck. Don't let that. We actually ended up drawing Rotten Puff anyway. But we hold. They have a Brigade Cadet, and they're also redeeming a card from another faction. Could be literally anything. Like, I couldn't even guess. Okay, it's that. Brigade Cadet. If they die, add a Brigade Trap to your opponent's deck. Because there's going to be adding lots of traps. I don't love that. I'm debating, I think... Next turn, what am I doing? Not really anything, actually. I think I'm going to go Rotting Puff. And Spore Whisper. Which does ultimately mean I'm going to take 2 damage to start my turn because I can't play it out. But it means they'll take 2 damage. Maybe they have to waste half their mana, essentially, this next turn on it. Yeah, which they do, so that's good. And they play another Brigade Cadet. But the reason I did it too is because I didn't think I'd have anything to play regardless, and I didn't. So we do that. We trade with it first. But now we got lots of traps. Archer. So they don't retaliate. Plunder. Triggers after this card destroys a minion. Deal 2 damage to the enemy hero. Ooh, but interesting. We could play that Rotting Soil. In fact, we could end up playing 2. Or I put down Slitherthorn Archer now. Then go like Rotting Soil, or yeah, that, or maybe even then protect the Archer with Mushfellow Knight. And then force them to play a bunch of poison, because then I'll get to punish by attacking, because they're casting the attack spells, whatever. Hothead. Uh-oh. Add a Brigade Trap to your opponent's deck. Goodness gracious. We're about to hit a lot of those. The problem is we don't retaliate. So that guy got some free damage, but he ended up using a spell, so we actually killed him anyway. And if he has any damaging spell, he can easily clear up my Archer. But if he doesn't, Mushfellow Knight would be able to help protect him. But no, I think I'm going to go with the Rotting Soil. No! They both went on the Scorched spots. Oh. So they both took... So they're only going to give him 1 poison once. Oh, that's brutal. I'm going to put... Do I protect it with Rotting Puff? Oh, and I might even hit... yeah, that's kind of... Here, I'll throw that here in case I don't end up hitting that. Which I didn't. Fudge! Oh, and you got... Yeah, wait, yeah, actually, wait, that was like the worst possible Spore place. How did that happen? You have 4 damage to a minion, every minion in a diagonal spot. That's not terrible. Okay. think we're kind of chilling. Think we do rotting soil. And just hope I don't troll myself. Put the mush fell night. And I'll just put the rotting feed here. And then... Okay, so that's a better position. Let's see what I end up attacking. Okay, that's totally fine. That's actually best case. Okay. Take those poisons, stupid. Now play him out. I dare you. Stupid. Do it again. Do it again. I dare you. I'm gonna give you the chance. The fool. Free love, baby. I'm actually so surprised we haven't activated all those traps. How could you? It's another poison added to their hand, though. What is this? When attacking, deals damage in diagonal space. After you play a blood token on this, cast a blood token. Okay. Well, you randomly generated that, so I have a feeling you don't have any blood tokens. And I'm trying to think. You have one poison in your hand. Because I could wipe you, but then you don't grab 2 poison from that. But if I play him over here... Because if I get lucky and either hit here or here, there, 5, and 1 HP left. Yeah, I'll just play this here. Blitz! Okay, and of course we... I guess it was a 50-50. Stupid. How you like that? Oh, easy. He was in a checkmate scenario. He had to get rid of the spells because it would kill him. But that also meant my archer was going to kill him. I need more ways to spend this money. Are we going to choose any of this stuff? This would also come with Hothead and... Ooh. Mana drop. It'd actually be 4 cost, restore 4 health, and increase maximum mana. Now that's interesting. And we would get another poison puff with +1 damage in all of our stuff. Interesting. Nature. You know what? What is this? Choose a minion, create a copy of it in your hand. It costs 2 less. And Blight Reaver recruit subclass Demonborn. Don't know what that means. Relentless, revive this minion, and lifesteal. I mean, honestly, this Mulder's Mallet is really nice. I think I'm going to take this. The healing mage and the damage on our grenades. This is making my deck pretty thick, but whatever. We get a free relic. Start a game, draw 2 1-cost minions. Yeah. At the start of your turn. At the start of your first turn, draw an extra card. Pirate minions cost 1 more. I wish I could see the map. Because does this boss have pirate cards? Because if so, we'd be Bing chilling. But I honestly have no idea. So it's just 1 extra draw. But that is pretty impactful. Or 2 1-cost minions. And then I discard them, so it helps thin through the deck a little bit. I'll just go with the extra draw. Fine. Let's see. Do you have pirates? Alright, you're Shrubosaurs. Okay, you don't, so we're good. We're good. Now we get to purchase 1 last relic. Start the game with 5 extra health. After you play your first spell on the turn, give a minion in your hand, +1/+1 and flux. Whatever. Once per game, after you play your last card on your turn. Whoa. Draw 4 cards. Now granted, that means I have to have an empty hand. But this ensures that if I ever get there, I won't run out. So that's pretty good to me. I could get rid of this Magma Trident now. If I'm worried about it. But you know what? Nah. Oh, wait. No, I probably should. Fudge. I just remember because this guy has a lot of thorn stuff. Ooh. Okay, well. Alright. Yeah, I'm a little worried now. Starting hand. Kind of all over the place. Definitely later stuff. But I don't hate it. Sure. Halt, criminal scum. You really think you can evade the ever-watchful eyes of a play. After you summon a sprout elf, give it +1 thorns. Yeah. And that also means literally like anything that hits the hero takes 2 damage back. Dude. Okay, we got our Venom Capasaur though, so Pog. We have a Rotting Puff, but I think we just let him vibe it out. Wait for our turn, especially because we have the extra gems, so we could get something out a little earlier. Balls in your court, bruh. Now the problem is he has a burst ability, we do not. So once he summons 4 Shrubbasaur that cost 5 or more, it activates this, allowing him to summon a Shrubbasaur from their deck to enemy occupied column, force it to attack, and if it dies, repeat this. So yeah, gonna be a lot of fun. Bud Shrub do be looking to die, but so does my Rotting Puff. Oh, and we actually hit the other one. Well played, well played. Uh-oh. This shenanigan again with this Razor Sprout nonsense. The good news is we do have a Poison Puff grenade. If things start to get out of hand, don't worry about it. The problem is, if I play Rotting Soil, though, suddenly I wouldn't want a grenade. This would be my curve. But I mean, what else would I really be doing this turn? And I'm worried I'm gonna Magma Trident one of his friends. Maybe I get Silverthorn Archer, but how would that work? Do you take damage from thorns as an archer? I don't know. I want to say no. No, I would hope not. But that's also just a complete random guess. I'm gonna play it down. Okay, that was probably the best one to hit, so that's the good news. Okay, he played those to get rid of it, I guess. But honestly, it's pretty smart, though. So far, he's had 4 of these die, I think, so he's reduced the cost of 4 Shrubbasaur in his deck by 1. Good for him, I guess. But I hate him. And I still kind of want to hold in the Poison Puff Grenade for extra value. Which I know is probably a little greedy, but... And the problem now is if I do Rotting Soil, like, there's just a chance they just go both here. Or there's a very good chance at least one goes here. But if not now, when... Come on, throw over there. Ah, okay. And if I attack that, I'm going to crash out. Okay. At least we didn't do that. So he only gets 1 poison from it, but... Alright, he played one of them out, which means we get to attack, and now I get to see, do I take thorn damage? We don't. Okay. And he plays out the other poison, which means we get another 2 damage. What? Restore 4 health to your hero. You can't heal. That's cheating. Alright, well, the damage is starting to rack up, huh? It is, isn't it? But, here's the good news. Mushfella Knight. If we were to take damage, add poison. And I can throw this anywhere. Throw it in this column. Fine by me. I guess that was a fine one to attack. At least it wasn't the shrub that was going to give him poison. I got to play the poison, which means we get another attack. Spells that deal damage cost 1 more. Oh, wait. And he played 2 of them. Wait. Does bro just realize what he did? Now, poison is going to cost him 3 mana to get rid of 1. Unfortunately, I think I'm going to kill. And there's a chance I randomly kill. Dang it. But we did get our Petal Mage. Restoring health and increasing mana. Is that what I want to do right now? I mean, I guess. Playing out the Papa Vial, though, especially right now when they might stay to be super expensive. Kind of a W. And I could then play Spore Whisper and get a bunch of... Yeah, let's try that. I'm going to play Papa Vial over here. And then Spore Whisper maybe in front of our archer. Okay, so they have 5 poison in their hand currently. Okay, that's good. So we only destroyed one of them. So all the poison in their hand is still 2, and you can't even get rid of all of them if that's all he does this turn. And he didn't even play any of them. LMAO. Wait a second. We're about to light this dude up. How many... how many is it? 5 or 6 in his hand right now? Now, okay, what is this? Guard, Barrier, and Tough. Takes 1 less damage. Negates next damage it would take. And damage to hero is halved. Ooh. I can't get rid of the barrier. If I could get rid of the barrier right now, I could Noxious Arrow and just kill it. Well, it's gonna kind of... That's a little rough. Because I can't do Puff Grenade and then Arrow. Or could I? No, that would be 8. Because I'd kill that. This would go back down to 3 cost. But yeah, we don't have enough. I could also restore health to the Mushfell Knight. I might just do that. Yeah, there you go, buddy. Oh, you have Hothead. Oh, I didn't even realize that. Whoops. Because, yeah, now I just killed their thing. Well, I could Noxious Arrow that. Or if I Noxious Arrow, it doesn't kill it, but it takes away the barrier. He would do 5 damage because of Tough. And then 1 damage and would kill it. I think I'm actually going to do that. Oh. I figured if it was 0 damage, it wouldn't do anything because of barrier, but no. It still killed him. Wait, so actually, yeah, we are vibing. In fact, bro might just be dead. Because of how much poison he has in his hand. Yeah, he's dead. Oh, sheesh. Oh my gosh, get absolutely sauced. 14 damage. Let's freaking go. Oh, it's so easy. And we completed a lot of the feats necessary. No more than 15 HP lost in any battle. Achieved 3 battle victories. Defeated a deadly battle. A mid-boss. A boss. Collected more than 100 gold. Spent more than 100 gold. First victory with Lieutenant Juniper. At least 5 HP overkill damage in battle. But I didn't get the Tavern Companion bonus right. Right. So we ended up getting an A. The heck? How do you want me to get an S, man? Why not good enough for you? The audacity. Maybe I needed a companion or something. So free, dude. And now because of that, I don't know, I got a lot of achievements. So now we unlocked the Starscape stage. And if we beat that, I then think we unlock the next area. So after that, we can go back to the tavern, but I also forgot to mention they recently added the Hollows and the Bazaar. So I can't go to the Bazaar right now because I haven't done the Hollows. But the Hollows are a daily and weekly hunt. The daily hunt, you can only try it 1 time. It's like a pre-made deck. You try to compete for leaderboards. And depending on how you do, you'll get some currency, which you can then spend at the Bazaar. And you only get the currency here. But there is a entry fee for each of them, for the daily and the weekly. Now, the weekly, I think you can enter as many times as you want to try to get higher on the leaderboard. But a fun thing to mix it up, especially if you beat everything or just looking for other fun challenges. But if I were to head to the tavern now with 2,050, You know, the world's kind of my oyster. And honestly, I think I'm going to probably just unlock some more people here soon. Because I just like having fun, varied playstyles. But something that wouldn't be terrible. I still need to get to level 10, but, you know, get like a burst ability. A Blitz burst, because that is a real big power spike. But there's even unlockables for like card backs. Doing certain achievements, you know, like play 1,000 cards and whatnot. Level any mercenary to max and Tusk Tails. There's one for the story mode as well. So there's all that and so much more if you want to check out Crossblitz for yourself. Remember to use the link down in the description box below. And you can check out the Fables mode if you want, or more of the Tusk Tails. And depending on if you guys like this enough, and the videos just gets enough interest in the first place, we might do some more. Maybe I'll do another channel or something. Because yeah, I really enjoy the roguelike mode. I enjoy how the game plays, the card game aspect of it, and the freaking sick pixel art. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little look at the game. Again, the sponsorship was super easy because they approached me, and I've already played the game a whole bunch and already enjoyed it, so it made for a super easy sponsorship. So hopefully that came through. I always enjoy showing off new games, walking you guys through it, and showing you just how passionate I am about them. So, love you.
If you enjoyed this video, I think you might enjoy this one. With that said, thank you very much for watching. Have yourselves a fantastic day. I'll talk to you in the next one. Farewell.